Hi, we're here in New York in the offices of Audience Entertainment with Barry Griff and Adam Castles. They're going to be showing us some new technology. Adam, why don't you just tell us a little bit about what you're going to show us?
Yeah, sure. So today we're going to show some of our new content. We've been working around the world, and especially here in the United States, to make big screens interactive. And we really just want to show today what's possible with that, from 360 content to gaming content and all the different opportunities around that.
And when you say big screens, I mean, this screen is I mean, people think of it as big screen, but actually you mean mostly in theater screens.
But where we primarily work is in cinemas, in stadiums, in concerts, anywhere where there's a big group of people and a large screen that we can bring the content to. So currently in the United States, you can see it in 100 theaters, but we're rolling that out, and this is just a teaser in terms of what's about to come.
Great, let's take a look.
The first piece we're going to show you is a 360 exploration, so taking 360 content and letting the audience navigate it, or you today.
All you need to do is lean your body left and right to navigate your journey. Work together as an audience to direct your experience, and pay attention to the compass on the bottom of the screen. Are you ready? Here we go! Remember, lean left or right to change direction. Work as a team. Our first stop is the mesmerizing ancient city of Petra. Situated in present-day Jordan and hidden amidst breathtaking mountains lies the ancient city of Petra, one of the world's most visually stunning archaeological sites.
Or we could be, our hands could be up, right?
It can be up, or you can even just move your head if you want. It'll pick up just that as well.
Pretty subtle, you can just lean.
And again, the idea is this is like a whole theater audience.
You get to explore what's possible. So this is very much for the games community, but actually any story can be told this way. So let's explore another world.
There's nothing I can do about it.
Stop on the dot, it goes down the street, right? See the billboard up on top? Little commercial break.
Soda brand there.
What do you think? Which way should I go?
I think left.
Left, okay.
And if we look slightly to the left, you start to see some stories built into the shadows, which I think is kind of really beautiful. We got a nice little movie theater. So what you can actually do is you can go in, because why shouldn't you be able to go into a movie theater? But you can go into any world now.
This could be any environment. It could be a store, it could be underground if it were a Batman movie.
Welcome to First Look, the only in-cinema pre-feature show.
So Barry, we got to try this out in this room with three people, but I imagine the real kind of exciting moment is when you're with dozens or hundreds of people.
Right.
You've actually been there when that's happened,
Oh,
right?
sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it's fascinating because what you see is you see people actually begin to understand that they're affecting the outcome on the screen, and it's kind of an aha moment because they've never done it before, especially not in a big screen environment. Everyone's accustomed to controlling the content on their phone, on their computer, but this is new. And what we believe now that this will be added to that digital continuum, so what you do on your mobile, you do on your computer, you can now do in the movie theater. And that's going to open doors for all the content guys. I mean, imagine what the film guys can do with stuff like this. Or the game guys, especially those guys. That Dark City demo that you saw, imagine that environment was one of the big video games, and you could preview it on the big screen with hundreds of people actually exploring that environment. That's pretty cool.
And before this, most of the games had been sort of these more kind of simple games as opposed to the kind of immersive environments, which is what you're trying to demo here.
Right. Well, it's like any new technology, you walk before you run. You know, when home video came out, they had stuff on it they probably didn't want on later, right? Then it got more sophisticated. Same thing is happening here. It happened also with 3D. The early 3D stuff was, let's say, less than great, right? And it gets better and better. You'll see the same thing here, especially since we put out an SDK. So we've now opened the door for all the creative types everywhere to have a field day.
Right. And in terms of actually getting this into theaters, how much work do the theater owners actually have to do to install it?
Theater owners have to do this. They have to say, okay, that's it. We do the rest. We put it in, we supply the content, and we pay them.
So when do you think is going to be sort of spitballing, like when do you think we'll get to sort of the big sort of breakthrough piece of content that'll sort of push this forward?
Well, we're in conversation with several of the studios now about things like trailers for major films that are coming out, actual pieces of the feature film, the game companies. I think you're very close. It's close. It's very close.
Okay.
You will definitely see it with some well-known people, big names beginning to create content for this.
Have you ever seen two people trying to go in a different direction and they actually got into a physical fight?
I've seen two people go in the opposite direction and yell at each other.
Okay.
You know, and say, you know, and say some things they probably shouldn't say to the other guy. But eventually, they get along.
All right, great. Well, thanks for showing it to us.
Thanks for coming.